Hello and welcome to everyone to this mid-inning show. I just wanted to remind both the experts here that my prediction was way more closer. And if we go by the rule that Akshay has for game nights, I am definitely the winner. Okay, so let's just settle that first before
No,
we
I'm the
talk
winner,
about.
right? The lowest works.
No, but
The one
if
who
both are
goes
if
below
both
works,
are
not
lowest,
above. So
if
I
both
win.
are lowest, then the one closest.
नहीं 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 विदाउट गोइंग ओवर तो
Yeah,
हाँ,
without going
वो
over.
भी
So
है
I win. I
I
said
didn't go over, na.
348.
हाँ
I
वो भी
didn't.
बट पाजी आल्सो बट you said 360 ना
Paji said 360. I said
you said
348.
360
I win.
हाँ पाजी ऐसा रूल
Shouldn't
चेंज
have
मत
really
करो
brought this up. Shouldn't have really brought this up.
एग्जैक्टली
फंस गए. A wrong one has really landed wrongly, and I've been
करेक्ट
dispatched for the huge six. So, but those are the risks with bowling the googlies
प्लेइंग
in the
विद
wrong
फायर
way. Anyway, the banter's out of the way, but good score for India, guys. Nikhil, you expect it's par for the course, or maybe India missed out on a few runs out there.
a bit harsh, but maybe you would say that okay, they could have gotten 20, 30 more, but you'll take this total every single day. I don't think it is coming onto the bat as well. We may see that in the second innings, even more or less. That is something only time will tell. But I felt everybody struggled to start, be it Gill, Virat, Shreyas, as well. Shreyas not so much, but the other two they took their time because they had to. Both had a good lucky reprieve. Gill more than Virat. I think Virat, I mean, Chamira catch would have been an absolute stunner and would have called Virat unlucky had that stuck. So, and good to have Gill finally score. We spoke about him scoring 81 runs in total. He scored, went past that in one innings, which is good. But as we discussed in the preview, needed two box to be ticked, and India ticked them with Gill scoring runs and with Shreyas scoring confident runs. So, India will definitely take that hands down.
Yeah, Anirudh, some words on Madushankha. He's now equaled Malinga's tally from 2011, 2007. And I think he now has the second highest wickets in the power play. Still not crossed Jansen's tally, but 18 wickets so far. Don't think anyone saw it coming, right?
Five for today. I don't think too many of us saw it coming, but outstanding. Once again, I thought he was unlucky to concede as many as he did. Probably, that does not do him justice. The 70, how much ever he conceded, but the very impressive part about Madushankha, like he's evolving with every game, and we are seeing that he's not a one-trick pony that just bowls two good overs, swings the ball, and then is ineffective after that. That's the case with many of these new ball bowlers. But Madhushanka, like we spoke about a couple of things in the preview. One is how Rohit, might be surprised by the ball that goes away rather than the one that comes in. And how did he get out? I think he bowled an off cutter, a fast off cutter that kind of, surprised Rohit and took his off stump. And then also we spoke about the wicket short ball he has, which could trouble batters. And Gill got dismissed by the short ball, and overall a very very mature performance. The look at what was happening around him. It could have easily resulted in such a young player losing his head or losing his composure. But even that Shreyas Iyer over, for example, he got hit for two sixes and then bowled a wide. You're thinking, okay, could this be a 28, 30 run over for India? And then he keeps his composure and bowls, sticks to his plan, bowls that cutter outside off. So, absolutely brilliant. Easily the find of the tournament so far, I guess. Probably on par with Ravindra.
I like you said that he showed a lot of composure. I felt that he also showed far more intelligence because the wicket that he got off Virat, I felt he had it in his mind that maybe the ball stopping a little bit, might as well try that slower one which gripped the surface, and it gave him the rewards. Nikhil, coming to you, uh, you know, what do you make of Gill's innings? Because today he was tested early on. He offered a chance, wasn't taken. But after that, initial period, I thought after the first 6 overs, then he started really flowing. So, any words on his knock or what do you think he did different, in this knock as opposed to the games that he played in the World Cup earlier? And how does his knock today bode well for India going forward?
See, I'll be very honest. I thought he was more than happy to bide time. I felt the way Virat started helped him because I kept waiting for the pull shot, but it never arrived until he was past 50, which is something that you don't usually associate with him because I think he was more than happy to just stay in, get a good score under his belt. And Sri Lanka, we feel Rajita could have done better because there was a time where you felt that they are holding this game well. And then suddenly Rajita would come and then he'll give away a few boundaries and then suddenly India will not have to be very worried about the run rate. So I think a lot of factors played their part, but it allowed Gill to be just to not get rushed into his shots, which was good. And I think, as you said, once he got to a start, is when he then started to that six that he hit of Dushan Hemanta was great. Because now that's what you associate with him with Gill. And just an over prior to that, he had hit the pull shot. So I think he started to get into confidence. Both him and Virat played some very good looking punches and cover drives, almost competing with each other at a point of time. But he'll take that confidence, and you sometimes these are the kind of knocks that you just need to feel good about yourself, and probably it's come at the right time and on the right deck. So yeah, I completely agree with Vasant there that both of them were a bit scratchy. Both I felt hit a few in the air and probably got a leading edge, which just tells you that it isn't as flat. So the lengths are going to be very very crucial for Indian pacers as well. That if you don't give them that length and the pace is right, this total may look too many already in that order.
Talking of Indian pacers, I want to know from both of you who partners Bumrah with the new ball today. Anirudh, maybe you can answer first, and then I can go to Nikhil.
The form he's in, you have to go with Shami, I guess, after what he did against England. I know it's a very tough call, but at least a 2 hour spell initially for Shami, and then maybe you can try out Siraj if it does not work out. But in the form he's in this World Cup, and after what he did against England, you have to go with Shami. Also, this might be a good Shami kind of a wicket, the surface, especially if the ball like skids on and holds and all. So, no doubt that he will be effective if he can nail his lengths. So, I personally would go with Shami.
Nikhil,
I
your
would
answer is the same.
I would want to for it to be Shami, but I think they'll give Siraj the confidence that they feel that he needs, uh, because otherwise, again, it's not about easy or hard, but you want him to get also into the group, and I think that's what they'll probably do. Exactly similar to how Anirudh said, probably a 2 hour spell to see how he's bowling. If he stays there and doesn't consider a lot of runs, they'll give him an extended run. And again, this is the kind of surface also where if it is holding up, Siraj could actually use that cross seam and bounce really well. So again, like it is for Shami, I feel for Sami Siraj, both of them hitting the right line very early could be very, very crucial.
Now, guys, did you feel that there was a turning point as such in today's innings, or you felt, after the first 5 overs, it was pretty much all India going through? Because there is that sting, but I'm really not sure if there's a turning point to begin with. Because you expect, at Wankhede that the first 5 overs, the ball will move around a little bit. It even did that in that game between England and South Africa, because I believe England were 19 for 1 after first 6 overs, and they still managed to get to 399. So was there really a turning point, or were India just dominant pretty much throughout?
I feel the turning point was definitely the two catches that went down kind of in
Ah,
back-to-back overs. If
yeah.
India were like say 25 for 3, then
Mm.
you're looking at a total around 275 300 max. But once those two chances went down, and also you mean Sri Lanka were a bit unlucky. Like there was one ball where Virat inside edged it and it fell short of Mendes.
Well
And
shot.
then there
Yeah.
were a couple of like other balls that cut both the batters in half, but it bounced off the stumps. So, this is just bad luck. Nothing. You can't even blame Sri Lanka for how they bowled in those first in the first power
Yeah,
play. But once India came out of those first 7 8 overs, just 25-30 for one, you knew that Sri Lanka don't have the firepower to threaten them in the middle overs, because Tikshana is not a wicket taker. Matthews is your fifth bowler. Hemanta is not a wicket taker. Hemanta is, is not going to threaten you or run through you or anything like that. So, once India got through that first power play losing just one wicket, it was always going to be extremely tough for Sri Lanka. But I still have to say that Sri Lanka will still be happy with 358. I know it sounds silly, but I felt that there were multiple points in the innings where India could have even, you know, went up 2 3 gears, because there was a
yeah.
phase where Gill was batting on like 60 of 80 something balls, and he was playing so many dot balls in a row. And also, I'd say that in the last 5 6 overs, Jadeja was not looking for boundaries at all. He was just happy to take singles and doubles. So this could easily have been like 415, 420, but if India had a brilliant day. But Sri Lanka have done okay to keep this target still chaseable. They've not been batted out of the contest yet. Maybe that will be clear after 10 overs. But if I'm Sri Lanka, I'm thinking that, okay, maybe if I can be 75 for one after the power play, maybe then I have a chance. So in that sense, I think you have to give credit for Sri Lanka to just hang with India, to do well to hang with India in those in the first innings.
Now, before I ask the next question, I just want to ask all the viewers who have tuned in that please like the video. We have
Hmm.
36 active viewers right now, a very good number in Indian
Good
cricket
number.
context. Please make it better for us and do like the video. Now, I've just taken Pranav's comment, Nikhil. It's about Jadeja's batting. What did you make of his innings? Because there is merit in what Pranav is saying, that when he walked out, it was important that he bats till the 47th 48th over, because else India could get all out. So
Yeah.
what do you make of his innings? Do you think the management can take some confidence from here and hope that he can come good when India really require him to finish strongly, or there are still some doubts?
See, I don't think there is ever a doubt in terms of whether he can bat time. I don't think that is a concern with Jadeja. The only thing that you might feel where you want to see more of is again. I don't know if it's harsh to compare him to somebody like how Glenn Phillips batted yesterday with the tail. That is something that I feel sometimes you don't see often with Jadeja, in terms of an absolute clarity of thought that I'm going to go for the big one and I'll connect that confidence. And now I don't know. Sometimes I feel there are two different Jadeja's batting. One doesn't give you any confidence, and the one is like, okay, yeah, I can do whatever. When he swept Lockie Ferguson in that IPL, you kind of felt that wow, and where is this guy being? But I think that is sometimes, again, maybe it was just a situation today that he felt, and rightly so, that you want to bat deep. So that is something it will always be tricky with him. But as Pranav Anand points out, in the chase it might still be easier to plan it because you don't have to hit sixes. But if they are batting first, I really hope to see a lot more boundaries hit by Jadeja. I have no problem with him batting time. That's great. He had to do that today, so well done on that aspect.
Iris Stark has come up with a trivia for today. It's like there have been
Yes.
8 World Cup 100s at Wankhede, and all of them have been scored by non-Indians. Sachin 90 in 1996, MSN Gambhir into 2011. We are not going to go into whose innings was better. Gill, Kohli, and Iyer today all failed to score 100 here. We spoke of Gill and Kohli, but what really stood out for I in case of Iyer's innings today, because six sixes, we know he's someone who can find the boundary sometimes against spinners at will, but today he was going after pace bowling as well, and he really hit one of the really big hits of the tournament. So maybe the clarity of the situation helped him, or just one of those days where his aggressive intent really helped him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is something both me and Anirudh were talking just before we went live, and I personally felt that Sri Lanka didn't quite bowl well to him. in terms of whatever sixes that you saw him hit, uh, they were all more in the range of in the arc. And again, it's not discrediting Shreyas here. He played very well to get those shots in, and that's what is your job as a batter. You can only face what you face. So, in terms of that, I think it will give a lot of confidence to Shreyas also. Uh, and you expected him to know the conditions and bounce well. I also felt he probably made some adjustments in terms of how he was at the crease and how he was moving. Maybe something will probably look into deeper, maybe in the second innings if we are able to get that. I felt he adjusted to the bounce well, and because we've seen people get out how they did today. So even then, hitting those good length balls with is still not easy. So I think in terms of that, as you rightly said, the situation helped, and the clarity of thought that Tiger said with Jadeja, full proper, no half-hearted shots. They were all very good. I am going to go this. This is for a six. I don't care where the fielder is. And sometimes you just want that to happen. And again, right conditions, right place, and the best place he hit the right spots. That is where I think he benefited the most by not looking to go too square or too fine. He went straight, and again, most times it is always going to be the best place to hit.
Yeah, but Shreyas also said, after the innings ended, that the message to them was that the ball's holding on a bit, so you might have to, bide their time. It's something that we already spoke of. That I felt that one of Gill or Virat batting till the end was important purely because of this reason, because you felt that the ball was stopping somewhere in between, and for the new guy coming in, it may not be easier to hit. So those
Yeah.
wickets by Madushankha probably helped in. Yeah, Anirudh.
You
Anirudh,
know
also,
this.
I thank you to take this comment as well. Uh,
Yeah.
After what you said, whatever you wanted to say.
No, I was about to say this surface or this innings. It reminded me of the match in which Gill scored a double century against New Zealand, where only Gill found it pretty easy. He played really well, but others kind of struggled. And if I'm not wrong, that was the same match in which Bracewell scored that
Yeah,
140 odd.
Yeah,
Bracewell scored that 100. Siraj took 4, and India, I
Yeah.
think,
yeah.
won by some 7-8 runs in the end.
70.
Yeah,
So yeah, coming to Vikram's comment, I feel that I feel that Sri Lanka unfortunately did not have the ammo to attack Iyer because Chamira, once he suffered that shoulder injury,
Yeah.
he was bowling, he was operating at 75-80%. He was predominantly bowling off pace deliveries, cutters into the surface to just not avoid getting smacked. So I don't think Chamira, the only 140 plus genuine bowler in Sri Lanka, he was also not able to bowl short and aggressively to Iyer. Rajita again had a very bad day today. Uh, from the first over he bowled where he considered I think three boundaries. After that, he had a bad day, and I don't think he also has the pace to like trouble Iyer, especially on the surface where the ball like sits up if you don't get it right. And Madushankha, I thought he tried his best to like bluff. Like there were a couple of instances where Iyer was looking for the short delivery and he went full. That happened, but again, you can't target a batter, especially at the death, with just one bowler. So, and let's not forget, Iyer basically faced zero difficulty against both Thikshana and Hemanta. So there was no pressure being built at all. So, you know, Sri Lanka simply did not have the firepower to attack Iyer today. Take nothing away from his innings, like Nikhil said, it was a fantastic innings, especially because the wickets kept falling regularly. At when Rahul fell, India were like 230 for 4 or whatever with still 15-16 overs to go. So it was a very crucial innings, but he will be definitely properly tested against an attack like South Africa. Maybe we can properly reserve our judgments about Iyer after that particular match.
before I ask the next question, guys, 53 of you are live right now. Please like the video so that it really helps us reach to all the more cricket fanatics out there. Reach your feeds in a better manner, so that the algorithm works in such manner that those who have liked our content really get to see a lot more of it, because it's not just the match previews, mid innings, and the review shows we do. There's a lot on offer. There's a cricket.com classics that come out that comes out once in a week. There are game nights, and we have also doing a special series for the World Cup, which is cricket.com on tour. So where four of our people are, recording everywhere they're going, and a lot more other stuff. So please do like our video and subscribe to our channel if you genuinely enjoy our content. Now, moving on, because Anirudh mentioned about KL's dismissal, Vasant has been sending this comment and he's been wanting to know what happened to KL. It was not like him to play that half shot and all. Do you feel it is his mistake or a good ball? Nikhil, could you take it?
See, I felt it was a very good ball. It is how everybody else got out, right? It was how Virat got out. It was how Gill could not exactly judge the height and the pace at which the ball was coming. So KL again, it's also that angle that when it's coming from that angle, you are feeling that okay, it will come on, and you could see him hit, and he had enough time to watch that guy, take, as Harsha Bhogale often says, to read a newspaper, take a cup of tea, and still have. He had so much time to see that guy take that catch. So that was how well it was bowled and how well it was disguised. Uh, I think it was a wicket for the surface and the bowler, as compared to a bad shot. You can possibly say that okay, but he could have been careful. But I think that guy was too close, and there was very little time at that height for him to do anything but just push. So we might see similar dismissals under lights as well. Very keen to see if, like what happened yesterday with South Africa, that underlights the ball at times bounced a bit more because the ball carried through. So let's see if Shami, Siraj, and Bumrah are able to get some extra bounce. That could also play. It could be playing with fire. It could help them hit their shots. But if it is stopping, you expect that to still continue in some capacity in the second half as well. So that could just make the chase even more interesting.
Pranav Anand with an interesting observation. Also, the fact that Rohit had to tell Jadeja that he should play all six balls just shows that they know about Jadeja's habit when batting with the tail. It's something which Nikhil also touched upon. Uh, and Pranav's now being cheeky. He's saying दैनिक जागरण के डर से आज सब सेंचुरी से पहले आउट हो गए. See, I don't have enough time to give context to this, but if you know, you know. It's a very cheeky comment. You should read up on this controversy. Uh, RS Starks saying Kohli looks like he doesn't know how to hold a bat and best player in the entire galaxy in the same innings many times. You're lucky that I am in the show today and not Avnish, because he would have had some comment to make on that.
I
Uh,
that is just life. That a guy who has 48 ODI tons can be made to look like a guy who can't hold a bat and also look like the best player in the world, because that's how life is. It's never the same.
I, I was about to ask you guys, like, you know, throughout this group stages of this World Cup, right? Kohli has had like the rub of the green, starting from the Australia match. So, like heading into the semis, like, are you guys like worried whether it'll suddenly, he'll get an unlucky dismissal in the semis or something like that? Because he's had a lot of luck throughout this World Cup, especially.
I think it is luck being made up for what happened in 2019 and
Fair.
in 2020, 2021, because 2019, that LBW dismissal to Bolt, if you look at it,
Yeah. Umpires.
I I think a lot of umpires would not. I think probably 7 out of 10 would not have given it out on the field, because Jason Roy was more out in the final, and it was the same umpire. I think the same bowler, at least for sure. So I just think it's the mean reversion of the luck or whatever. But let's see. Let's hope you don't get proven right, because that could really mean tricky times for India. Let's just not go too much into it. Uh, Irfan Aru is saying Shreyas Iyer scored two sixes consecutively against Madushankha. Why tried another big shot? I mean, you have to see it which
What
over it was.
else? What
What
else
else?
Yeah.
he's here for?
Because,
Yeah.
because India are competing with South Africa and all these teams in this World Cup, they can't be just satisfied with 340. They have to go for 380, 390. So,
Darshan Vyas is asking, do you think today we haven't played to our potential and still got more than 350 on board? Yeah, I do feel that India probably did not bat to their full potential. So that's what I feel. It is something that we've touched upon, that India did leave out a few runs, out, which were there for the taking.
Yeah, actually, I just feel it's not about always about potential because India had things going their way as well. Now, had, as Anirudh said, had those catches stuck or something else happened, this could have been a disaster of an innings. So, uh, I wouldn't say you did not play to the potential. You played to your potential, which is why you are in a position to be able to get to 350. So, you felt you had the rub of the green, and that's what I'll take at. Okay, because you have only six batters here, and out of those six, three got 80s, but the other three didn't get a good start at all. Rohit got out early, a good ball that can happen to everyone. You had Sky getting out to the short ball, and then Rahul was beaten by a slower one. So, I mean, batting first is always you're always going to be batting under potential only because it is a tougher thing to do in cricket any which ways.
Anirudh, would you please take this question? Now, would Rohit be tested with the cutter early on in his innings by bowlers like Jansen as he sets himself for the one that swings in? Because you had touched upon this in the preview that
Yeah.
since the Asia Cup, he's really been playing the one that comes in very well. So,
Yeah.
do you think something like this could happen in the next game? And
Potentially,
is
I
it
mean, I would be.
one that, and is it really easy to bowl that cutter that goes away? Because a lot of people are able to bowl a cutter which sort of comes in, I believe. So is it easy to execute that cutter also?
I mean, the ball Madushankha bowled today is probably 1 in 1,000 delivery. It's like, he can try bowling that, 100 times again and he probably won't execute it. So, probably not worth reading too much into today's dismissal. But what I meant rather was the left arm bowlers might try to bowl outswingers like the ball that leave the right hander rather than targeting him with the in swinger and having the in swinger as a surprise delivery. Uh, that's more got to do with getting the outside edge, rather than, keeping Rohit guessing with the outside edge also, rather than saying that, okay, we are only going to target the pads. Let's see, because I think South Africa and who's India's last match? Netherlands. After that,
Netherlands in Bangalore.
Netherlands don't have a left arm pacer, but we can preview this, on Sunday when Janssen is Rohit. What?
Netherlands
Yeah,
Netherlands will also have a lot of off spin to bowl early to Rohit, which could be very, very interesting.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting tactical subplot going forward in
Yeah.
this tournament, especially because you reckon every semi-finalist will have a left arm seamer, either it's Bolt, Stark, or Janssen. So let's see.
Okay, guys, the match is about to begin. Predictions for the power play score. Nikhil, you first, and then Anirudh.
Yeah, India would love 45 for 2. That's what I'm sticking to.
Anirudh.
Hmm. I'm going 54 for 2.
54 for 2. Okay. And who will be the highest wicket taker? I'll come to my prediction. Don't worry.
Uh,
Who will be the highest wicket taker for India in this innings?
Bumrah.
Yeah, Kuldeep.
Okay. So I am going because I want a close game. At least, a game that stretches till the 35th, 40th over. I am going 60 for 1 for Sri Lanka. And I feel Jadeja could have a good day. I just my
India
gut.
first ball wicket.
Wow.
Oh, who got out? Karnataka
Patu
or which?
Nisanga, Patu Nisanga, LBW, Bumrah. His review looks
I
high.
haven't.
Let's see.
Okay, let's
Wicket.
leave that. I have to
Uh,
So
go on
I had
podcast.
I had two openers as X factors. One did well, the other
it's okay.
found. But I'm just refreshing the commentary and seeing that what
Yeah.
has really happened. But I think the match has begun, and now we need to leave. So
Yep.
guys, please join us for the review show. Uh, let's see. I'm not sure if many of you would like a close game or would you like a early finish. So
Yeah.
let's hope for a good game, and yeah, hope for an Indian win once again. So thank you so much. Please tune in for the review show.
Yes. Yep.